a good thing. So once you get the invitation from us, right, and you set up the account, remember, you're going to go to thinkorange.com on your phone, desktop. It is a lot easier to do it on a laptop just for like the first time around, just to get used to it, or a desktop. You can do it on your phone. It takes a little bit of finagling, but it does work a lot better on desktop or laptop. So on your phone, you'll click on the top right. It says menu with the 3 lines, okay, for the phone, because I know a lot of you are on phones right now. You click on that. You go to the bottom. It says login or sign in. You put in the email and the password that you did when you set up the account. Once you do that, right, so the login page looks like this. This is where you'll come to. It says my dashboard at the top over here, and change Orange Store, and then this is where your downloads are. You'll have access to only your curriculum for your classroom. Okay, so it's not going to have all of this. It'll just have what you have access to, what you've been given access to. So there's no confusion, right? For 2 years old to 5 years old, if you are in the 2-year-old room or the 3 to 5-year-old room, you will only see the owl that says first look. For those of you that are in kindergarten to 6th grade, you will only see 252 Kids elementary curriculum. Well, if you get all of them, the one with the date underneath is the one that you should be accessing. Okay?
So when I'm gonna click, I'm gonna go for the
Correct.
I just go to 252.
Yep, 252 Kids is kindergarten to 6th grade. Okay? 2-year-old to 5-year-old is first look. Is that everyone with me? Yes? Okay. All right, so I'm just going to touch on preschool first. So first look, what comes up, and this is basically the icons that you'll see for every classroom. So you'll see different squares. Each one is labeled by a month. All right? When you click on the curriculum logo, it'll open to this window with each month present and each theme. So every month for Orange Curriculum comes with a theme for the entire month. All right, so this is something that when we talked about for pre-brief with your team and debrief, right? Everyone with me? Right? When we did that, the whole point of that is so that everyone can still be collaborative and be able to be on the same page. That meaning that the themes are there. All right? For this month of September, sorry, I think my hair's hitting the mic. It says always. This month is about emotions for 2 years old to 5 years old. Okay? Once you get there, what I sent you through email for lessons, okay, is this. So you're going to go from, once you get to this page, everyone with me? Right? You're going to go to groups. Right? When you get to groups, it's going to open up to this. You'll see prelude, small group, and large group. Okay? And this is for everyone, by the way. Once you get there to groups, you'll hit small group. All right? Once you hit small group, you're going to see a number of different folders open. All right? Now, this is where it gets a little different for 2 years old and kindergarten through 6th grade, because obviously you don't have toddlers in your room for kindergarten and 6th grade. So for 2 years old, you'll be clicking on 2s. For 3 to 5, you'll be clicking on 3-5 folder. Everyone with me on this? Yes? Okay. Once you click on those folders, those are your lessons for the entire month. All right? So whatever weeks you're serving, right? So for example, today is the first week of September, right? First week of September. It says right here, week 1, the W1 at the end. That means week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, okay? And if there's a 5th week in the month, you'll see week 5. All right? So the weeks you know you're serving, you already have your dates, so you can coincide that with the weeks of the month. Does that make sense to everyone? Everyone with me? Anyone have any questions? Even if it sounds small question, it's really important that you know this. Yes?
The my September one, it says timer. It doesn't have like the motion thing on it.
Right, because you're on the square room. It's all good. See? Even if it's small, it makes sense, right? So I'm going to open that in a second so that it's a little more clear for you, okay? Because the themes for the little ones is just a little bit different than the older ones. Any other questions? It was a good question. No? Okay. So once you do that, you can either choose of one of two things. You can either go over here to the right and hit download, and you can download it and save it so you can print it out, do whatever you need to do. Key point to that. If you're like some people that just love paper, okay? Right? So here's the deal. Each computer, every computer in this church, right, for downstairs has the print option. So now that you know how to access your curriculum, right, now that you know how to access it and be able to, you can print it out right there from the computer in your classroom. Okay? So let's say, you came in for today, right? You're serving today. You go into your room. You're like, okay, I really need the paper copy. You can go ahead, access it, just like we practice. So it gives you some practice, right? And then you can be able to download it and print it and then pick it up for next week. Does that make sense? Okay. So I see clapping. All right. Does anyone have any questions on this right now? We're good. Okay. So when you scroll down, you're going to see what it says here, AP, and you're wondering like, okay, this one says W, this one says AP. What is that? That means activity page. All right. So each lesson, most of the lessons, have an activity sheet that comes along with it, right? If you want to see what that looks like, so let's say you want to plan, you're planning ahead, right? Not that you want to, but you are planning ahead with your team, right? And you want to know what those activity sheets look like, and you want to say, okay, can I test it out at home? Again, you can be able to print it out right here, okay? So you'll be able to then, just like I talked about, on the right, hit download. It's the same on the phone. You hit download. Once you do that, you can print it out. That way you have everything there with you, other than the actual other supplies that you may need, all right? On that note, for supplies that you need, a lot of times on a Sunday morning, we don't have the time to do all the activities, right? So I'm going to show you an example. Here I just printed out the 2-year-old. This is what the lessons look like for the majority, right? Same structure format, just different pictures. Okay, here's today's suggested schedule. This is for a service if the kids were downstairs the entire service, all right? Because the kids will be upstairs during service, especially for kindergarten to 6th grade, besides the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, they'll be in service the entire service. Or they'll be in the classroom, sorry, for the entire service. For your groups of square room and star room, right? A lot of times the kids are upstairs and get dismissed. You're not going to have a lot of time to do all the activities in the room, right? So what that looks like is then you can say, okay, after a large group, you can focus on all the small group activities, right? And then choose the ones that your teachers as a group are most passionate about, right? If you're doing that during the week and you say, okay, then we want to make sure that we have these supplies, and these supplies, then you can send us a text message and we can have that prepped for you. If you don't send us a text message before Friday, when you come in on Sunday morning, it's not going to be there. So then you have to be able then on Sunday morning, think about it, say, oh, I forgot to text. I'm coming then earlier in the morning so that I can find the things that I need to do before I get to the classroom. Does that make sense to everyone?
Are you gonna have enough time if we send it on Friday? Because some people send it.
That's why before Friday. Before Friday. If you send it on Friday, it ain't gonna happen. Okay? This is before Friday. Yes. Okay? So that's the whole main idea. Because the thing is again, we are already in your chats. So if you're already communicating in your chats and saying, hey, I'm really passionate about creating a safe place to connect, right? We love that activity. We love those activities in that box. Then it's like, wonderful, we see it already. Then we're already planning for what needs to get put in there. Does that make sense? Yes.
Just, okay, so I'm not on this week, not today or next week. Let's say I go through my thing this week and I say, okay, not for next week. Do you want it the week off or can I send it earlier?
You can send it earlier. Absolutely. That's why you have access to the entire month. Okay? If you're saying, hey, you know, for the month of October, this team that's going on today and next week, and you have already set for the month of October saying, hey, we're ready to do this, this, and this, and these are the supplies. If you send it that ahead of time, that's perfect, because then we already know what we have in inventory. And if we don't have it, then we can order it ahead of time and already have it set for your kids. All right? So being able to have it ahead of time is great. I just understand that there's life. Everyone's got a job. Everyone's doing a million other different things. So sometimes you don't get to look at it until either the week before or the week of, right? So it's the Thursday before you serve. Is that clear with everyone? Yes? Okay. So, all the way, really simple, really easy shortcut. If you just click on it and then scroll all the way to the bottom to the last page, this part, getting ready, has all the supplies for every activity. Okay? So even if you printed it out and you're like, oh, I start highlighting all the supplies I need. Maybe I just don't want the copies of going home, but maybe I want, I don't know, another activity that's there or another supply that goes along with it. Highlight it, write it down, send us a picture if you need to. Does that make that makes sense to you? Okay, so being able to just, we're here to work with you, right? This isn't something that I'm just like putting on you and then it's like, this is what we're doing and no flexibility. There is flexibility in this, okay? But there's also understanding, and this is the point that we passed last week and Pastor Mike passed the week before. Communication is so key and collaboration is so important for us to work together in this so that we can do that. All right. Any questions on this page? Supply list. Because at the end for getting ready, this is the supply list that everyone's going to be looking at. Right? So example, like this one says, for this activity, it says no supplies needed, then you don't need any supplies. For the actual activities, okay, sorry, I'm like going really fast. This is the last activity. At the top, you'll see this is for groups. You'll see then highlighted for story. This one says all groups because we do in small group and story is done somewhere else, which is another point. So in October, okay, we may switch where the kids come downstairs for the rest of service as a heads up to all of you, okay? What that looks like is then you will just be doing small groups in your classrooms and you won't be doing the Bible story. Is everyone okay with that? Everyone understand that? We'll go over it much later as it gets closer to that time. For right now, on the computer screen, on the desktop, at the top, you'll see the videos come up. There's like little boxes of videos on your desktop screen that you can click on. One is a 5-minute countdown, the other is the video, and then the music video for praise and worship.
So we're switching back to going to the sanctuary
in October. Yes. All right. Where to access the video so you can see it ahead of time. When you get to that page, right, once you log in, once you click on your curriculum, you scroll down. Here is media package. Is everyone with me? Yes? You're going to see media video files. There's countdown. And then that's the countdown that you can access, as well as there's Bible story and it'll show you all the Bible stories, videos for the entire month. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Everyone with me? Yes? Okay. So you can just click on the videos. Do not click on the right. Don't click on that, please. It's a huge download, and I don't want you downloading a ton of stuff on your computer. Okay? All you have to do is just click on it, and it'll come up on its own. Okay? So that you don't have to download anything.
When you say click on it,
You just click on the letters. Yep, just click on the letters. Once you click on the letters, the video will pop up. You can watch it, review it, anything that you want to see, and you'll be able to do that. Any questions on that? No? All right. Do me a favor, these up here, do not click on any of those. Okay? That is downloading the entire curriculum on your computer. So whatever you do not click on that because you're clicking on almost a terabyte of storage. If you don't know what a terabyte is, it's a lot of stuff. All right? A lot of stuff that's going on the computer that we don't want. Okay? All right. Anyone have any questions? Yes.
So you showed us how to download for the 2-year-olds, the 3 and the 5-year-olds. Where would the lesson plans be for kindergarten through 2nd and 3rd and 4th grade?
Yeah, so I was just about to go over that. But
Okay.
before I do, anyone from preschool and 2-year-olds, do you have any questions? No. Okay. So 2-year-olds and preschool, you can actually go to the classroom. So the classroom, if you go straight out this door, you're going to take a left, and it's going to be the preschool room is the second door on your right, and the 2-year-old room is the door right next to it to the right. So then you can go. It's okay. You can be able to go there now because you're going to be opening up rooms. Whoever's serving today, unless they're not here. Oh, okay. No worries. We can get you a shirt. 2-year-olds and preschool, yes. So you can go to the classroom, kind of have an idea of where you're going. For those that are in the star room or square room, you can stay here. Yeah. We'll chat during the week. All right. So, star room and square room. 252 kids. How many of you have been able to access so far? Yes. 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 Sweet. All right. 252 kids. This is what it looks like on your main page when you access the curriculum, okay? For the month, here is September. Once you get there, okay, for the star room, square room, all right, this is the theme. All right, there are groups. Everyone with me? Just like we did with the 2-year-old in preschool, there's groups. So you're going to go to groups. Once you open to that, you'll go to small group. All right, I just clicked on. So 2-3 is the 3rd and 4th grade. Oops. Go to groups, small group. 2-3 is 3rd and 4th grade. That is also the square room. If you already know that you're in the square room, that is the only folder you will look forward to. Okay?
on your left there.
Yep. So you'll see this menu. We're going to go to groups, then we're going to go to small group. Once you get to small group, you're going to see these. SG23 is for the square room. SGK1 is for the kindergarten to 2nd grade. That is the star room. Everyone with me? Yes. Okay, awesome. So once you click on, so I'm just going to go square room for a second. Just like we talked about with the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, all right, there is a list of all the lessons for the entire month, including the activity pages. All right? So you already know which dates you're going through. Here, I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. I saw some of y'all squinting. All right. So you'll see these here. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. You'll coincide that with the dates that you already are serving. Okay. Reminder, 2-3 is for 3rd and 4th grade. Okay, for the square room. K1 is kindergarten to 2nd grade, the star room. All right. Then you'll go to the right. This one you can download just that lesson, so that way you can have access to it wherever, and you don't have to keep bouncing back and forth. All right, at the bottom, if you scroll down, there's the media package folder. You will click on that. You'll see media video files, music dance files. Music dance files has the music video for praise and worship. Media video files has, as we discussed, Bible story videos folder, as well as countdown video folder. Okay? Bible story video folder. You will go to the story lab. So for those of you that have been a part of children's ministry for the past year, you've probably seen just Bible story videos, and then there's a host video of Bible story video, then an outro video. They have actually changed that. A lot of changes, I know. It is now just the story lab. Yes?
Usually when we get here on Sundays, the computer will be.
Already has it up there. Yes.
Will that continue?
You have to let us know.
I would like to continue.
So yeah, so the thing is, gotta let us know if you're even using it or not, because there's also in the lesson if you'd like to do your own Bible story. So if you want to just use the videos, we will use them till October. Okay, so we can have that set up till October, and then afterwards it won't be in there because we'll be doing Bible story in the sanctuary. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah? Okay. So you'll click on Story Lab, but just so that you can watch it ahead of time, right? Here's the days of the week, the number of the weeks, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can just click on it without having to download it, and that's the video. All right? This has everything in it, so there's no like bouncing from host intro to then Bible story to then outro. It's one video all in one. Okay? So now they don't have it that way where it's you're clicking here and there. It's all of it all at once. Okay? Does anyone have any questions? No. Well, that means I'm doing great. Okay. So, what I'd like you to do right now is I want you to find your groups in here. Find your groups where you're like who you're serving with, what groups you're in, as well as your team in the sense of like both weeks. I want you to get into a huddle. You can change the chairs if you need to, but I want you to get into a huddle and I want you to pre-brief. Even if you're not serving today, you are going to pre-brief with the team, right? This is a great way of being able to collaborate with each other and be able to say, okay, this is the activities we're going to do. We only have this amount of time because, again, kids get dismissed at 10:30, around 10:30-ish. So you're only going to literally have 45 minutes, even less than that, okay? Because then you pray at the end. So let's say you got 40 minutes, all right? You're not going to be able to do every single activity on this lesson, okay? This is the lesson. So what I want you to do is to get into your huddles and be able to pre-brief with one another what are the activities that you want to do. Because this was the first week, I already have your supplies in your rooms, all right? So the supplies are already there that you need, the things that are printed out. There may be some things that you have to cut out, but other than that, everything else is set. So then what I want you to do for right now, find your people, okay? Do your pre-brief of what those activities are, and then we'll go over it. Cool? Everyone understand? All right, break.